Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy JC from JC Eagles Talk, and today I got with me, man. Hey, look, I don't even want to ruin his intro or who he is, so I'm gonna let him introduce himself and tell him a little bit about you, Philly.500.
My name's Mark Holmes. No, I'm just kidding. This is Philly.500. If you don't know me, just type in Philly.500. I'm sure it'll come right up. I'm just so excited to be on today, man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you asking me. I was glad that we were able to do this.
Yeah, no problem, man. Hey, no problem. Hey, thank you for coming on. Hey, real quick. Hey, the Eagles injuries, man. Let's get into this one
Okay.
because on Sunday, and not only we was already down our left tackle, our left guard,
Mm-hmm.
our right guard, and the last minute, out of nowhere, our right tackle Lane Johnson, also
Yeah.
for personal reasons or personal matters. What is going on in Philadelphia with these injuries and people with personal issues? I thought we left that last year, but I guess it's back.
Oh, it's back. They never really took care of it. I guess. I mean, Jordan Mailata is a young guy. You hate to see Brandon Graham on the defensive side, but really, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're saying now that Lane Johnson is probably going to miss another game this week because of whatever personal reasons are going on. So, yeah, I hope it ain't too. I wish him well. It sounds like it's got to be something big, but a lot of these guys, man, it's always the same guys. Brandon Brooks, how many times has this guy been hurt over the last few years? Say Amalu's been hurt several times as well. So to me, I think part of it is just, man, it happens, but part of it is also, man, you got some guys that are just older and need to go. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, also, do you think us not running the ball is getting these guys hurt? Because the Philadelphia Eagles are built, they've always been built to run the ball. I mean, they like, you know, jumping off that line, running over people. I mean, could that be part of the reason why these guys are getting injured?
Yeah, I guess it could be a part of it. You know, but I see teams throughout the league throw a ton, and they don't have the injuries that we have. I do think running the ball though gives your offense a chance to gel, get a rhythm, and tire out defenses, which they don't do at all.
Facts. Facts. I mean, look. All right. So this whole defense, right? I mean, the defense is bad, but as far as the ranking goes, it's the middle of the pack. But 2 weeks ago, we was ranked number two, like number four, and
Mhm.
now we rank number 14 because of back-to-back 40-point games. What is
Yeah.
the problem with the defense? Like what's going on? I mean, we
You
got
know,
better players this year than last year.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. This may be out there, but who was there the first 2 weeks? Brandon Graham.
Yeah, yeah, Brandon
Brandon
Graham.
Graham goes out. They have 49ers come out, have a 10-minute drive, go down, tire our defense. They haven't looked the same since. I think Brandon Graham was the energy and the leader on that defense. I really do. I think they have not been able to replace him. He's also very good against the run. The other problem is besides him, now that he's gone, who's really getting pressure?
Yeah,
You have Javon Hargrave, a defensive tackle, right? He's got 5 sacks. Okay, and I did a video about
yeah,
this yesterday. He has 5 sacks. Avante Maddox has a half a sack. Josh Sweat a half a sack. T.J. Edwards 1 sack, and then I think Hassan Ridgeway. I think it's Ridgeway has 1 sack.
yeah.
Avante Maddox has more sacks than Fletcher Cox and Derek Barnett combined. That is a problem. You're not getting any pressure. Eagles defense is always predicated on getting to the quarterback. And if
Facts.
you're not getting pressure with your ends and your coach refuses to blitz to generate pressure, you're a sitting duck. And these linebackers are way too small to be dealing with. That's why we have such trouble with the run. But I really think ever since Brandon Graham went out, this defense is not the same.
Yeah, and also, hey, you could have heard it in Fletcher Cox's voice when he said, "Hey, this is the first time in 5, 6 years I'm going to be playing without him." Blah blah blah. I'm like, come on, Fletch. hey, this is your defense now. This is your defensive line. You need to
Mm-hmm.
take charge of this now.
Yeah.
Look, I know you're getting doubled. I mean, according to an article that came out, I think yesterday or the day before, it's not as much as we think.
But the thing is people. This is what people say about Fletcher Cox. Well, he's getting doubled. You got to remember, Hargrave is doing it because Fletcher Cox is getting doubled. That's why he's not doing anything. Okay, well, what about 2 years ago? Fletcher Cox was getting doubled. A year ago, he was getting doubled. He's not been just started getting doubled now. His production is down. It's just down.
Yeah, look, I agree. So let me ask you about another player on our defensive line. All right, so
Okay.
before we get into it, though, look, I
I
have to
think
play
I,
this. I have to
okay.
play this because I was watching you, man, the next day because I did my own play-by-play, but I was at work watching you, right? And this guy right here, that's on our defensive line.
I know who got me that mad. There's only one guy who gets me that mad this year.
All right, hey, oh man, all right. So look, hey, for those of you who are watching, right? If y'all want to go see the rest of this epic epic meltdown, right? I watched it. This is a 3 minute long. I just played about 20, 30 seconds for y'all. Please go watch it because this was the perfect example how every Philadelphia Eagle fans feel out there. If a player was just stand up and do what you just did and said, I guarantee you that Barnett would not be this way. How do you feel about this Barnett experiment that in 5 years he got like 19 sacks and like 26 penalties or something like that? Like,
He's a bust. He's a flat out bust. There's no way to there's just no way around it. I know some people love to say, well, he's recovered a fumble in the Super Bowl. Well, I think most guys would recover that fumble in the Super Bowl too. I can't say that that's a great first round pick because of one play. The guy is not that good. He's just not. He's got more penalties than sacks right now. More penalties than sacks. How are you going to be in the last year of your rookie contract and not do anything? I don't get it.
I know, and he getting what, $10 million? I know they transfer like at least eight of it into a bonus, and
Yeah,
his base
yeah.
salary is about two
I
mil.
think he's still getting paid. It's just a matter of the way they were structured. So he's a free agent next year, but we're going to have to eat some dead money. But at the end of the day, it's still costing us $10 million. Can you
Facts.
imagine paying $10 million for this?
Oh,
That's why I get pissed off.
oh man, you and me and the rest of the Eagle fans out there. So let's go to I think the head of the snake on the defense, which I think is Jonathan Gannon, right? Because Fletcher Cox, right? He was talking and stuff like that about the scheme that he's in right now, and he basically don't like that scheme that Jonathan Gannon is playing. So
Right.
I thought the whole point of Jonathan Gannon coming in was to change that stick defense that Jim Schwartz was playing last year. We were so happy to get this new, fresh young blood, this all off season. Hey, we're gonna use our players to our strength. That's not, um, according to Fletcher Cox, that's not his strength, and that's why he's doing so bad this year. I mean, that's what he says. But how do you feel about this defensive scheme that we're playing?
I don't like it. I don't like the scheme just off the fact that they refuse to blitz or make adjustments. And if they want to keep going from 4-3 to 3-4 and keep switching around, I wonder when you have a guy like Fletcher Cox, if giving him something to learn brand new like that at this point. I mean, how does that play to his strengths? How does that help him? Are we trying to like build a defense around what we're good at and what we do good, or are we trying to basically fit square pegs around holes? and that's my issue with him. Are you trying to force? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if this is just an adjustment period or not. Now, I will say this: I don't think Fletcher Cox was that great last year.
Yeah,
So
true.
I think this is the second year. You know what I mean?
But you see, the thing is, right? Our defense right now, if we had the defense from last year, this year, I truly believe that we would at least be 3-1. Because at least last year, we was averaging at least 3 sacks a game. Because we had like 48, 49. We was third in the
Right.
league. Like we was averaging 3 sacks a game.
Yeah.
So like, and we are like one turnover away, one key stop away from winning the San Fran game and the Kansas City game. Like we are scoring 23.5 points, right?
Mm.
23 and a half. We're giving up 26 and a half. That's
Mm-hmm.
one key stop. That's one key turnover. So,
Right.
I mean, so do you think that last year's defense, if we was playing last year's defense this year, like we'll be better off? Because we got better players.
I just think, but I also think you have to remember that the defense they played last year was also something they were playing for 3 years. I mean, they
Yeah.
played that for 3 straight years. You know what I mean? So there is a transition period with that. My main issue is just I see a team that doesn't adjust. Here's an example. You're playing Kansas City, right? And you know that you can't stop them. At what point in the fourth quarter, in the third quarter, do you say we've got to try something different? Let's
Yeah.
bring a corner blitz. Let's start trying to put pressure on Mahomes. Look, he might destroy it and beat the blitz, but we have to try to do something because we got to try to stop some of these drives. They haven't punted all day, and he
Yeah.
doesn't do it. He just keeps doing the same thing. That's what annoys me. Like to me, start sending a blitz, start dialing up some things here, and try to force something to change. And when you just keep doing the same thing, it really annoys me. I thought the same thing was in the San Francisco game. After San Francisco kind of adjusted and they started pitching out left, pitching out
Yeah.
right, he didn't do anything to adjust. And you had a 10-minute drive in the third quarter that totally made that defense tired the rest of the game.
So how do you feel about Gannon coming out saying that we don't have a dime package because we don't have the personnel? So that's why he doesn't run a dime package.
Well,
Like what kind of personnel he's looking for?
Well, I mean, if he doesn't have the personnel, then get the personnel. You know what I mean? Then get another corner in there. Or if you don't have that, then why are you trying to make Fletcher Cox do things that he's not good at? So take that. He should take that mindset for the whole defense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm really get tired of coaches that try to force their schemes upon players that does not fit. I'll never forget Dick Vermeil said the best coaches in the league don't try to force their playbook on you. They look at their offense or their defense and they develop a playbook according to their strengths. That's a good coach.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And that's what Sirianni said that they were going to be, and they're not doing it.
Oh, I feel bamboozled, man. Like the whole off season, we've been hearing that on both sides of the ball. We're going to use our players towards this strength.
Yeah.
On offense and defense, Big Play Slay is getting frustrated. He's not being used to his strength. I feel like this whole thing was a scam, a big old lying fest, just to say, hey, here you go, fans. We're going to do this just so y'all to feel comfortable with us just coming in. It's a lie.
Dude, think about this, right? And this is always gets me pissed off, too. What does a cornerback, a premier cornerback, what do they get most up about? They get most up about matching up against the best wide receivers, one-on-one. That's what their whole thing is. They love to do that. That's what gets them pumped up to play. That's what motivates them. That's what they want to do. And you take a guy like Slay and you don't do it. To me, that makes no sense at all.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. I mean, he's getting frustrated. The whole defense is getting frustrated. Like the fan base is getting frustrated. And apparently, Nick Sirianni, he went in the locker room and whatever the past couple of days, and I mean that was the most he have yelled and screamed. I mean, maybe something might change. Look, this
They're
upcoming
not kids,
Sunday.
though, right? I mean, they're not kids. If I'm sitting there, I'm sorry, and he starts yelling at me, I'm gonna like, shut the hell up. You get it, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how that helps. I really liked a lot about what Nick Sirianni said in offseason. Like, I was like
Yeah,
buying into it. I'm ready to
all in.
play. This is what I want. I want a coach that is going to play to our strengths. And Miles Sanders gets what, 7 carries
Oh,
last week? I
man.
mean, here's a guy that he could carry the ball once for 3 yards, carry for second for 5 yards, maybe 2 yards, fourth carry. On the fifth carry, he breaks an 80-yard run. Why do you not feed a guy like that? That's probably the most explosive player on your offense. You don't even
Yeah,
use him.
facts. Hey, look, we're gonna get into the whole Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts because
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, I believe that they got this job that's based on lies. Hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. It sounds good. It breathes
right.
well. You know what I mean? Like in the military, hey, when you give a lot of briefing, and then all of a sudden shit hit the fan, and all of a sudden, hey, the briefing that you gave, it's all scrambled up. This is exactly what this is. Like
Yeah,
they put this whole shiny package of using everybody we got to their strength, and now we looking like, where is the briefing that y'all was that we was hearing? Like, where is it
right,
at?
right.
All right.
I totally agree. I mean, they signed Josh Sweat, right? And he's not even getting a lot of snaps. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Um, at all. And I know they don't have perfect personnel. I know that their linebackers should be playing in the XFL somewhere because I don't think they're legitimate starters on a lot of other teams. You
Facts.
know.
Hey, before we move on, hey, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. The 14 in the chat: Scooby, Richard,
Uh
Jenks,
there's Joey Castro, my
yeah,
man.
Castro, Mike. Hey, shout out to all y'all, hey, for joining the chat. And hey, make sure y'all like and comment and subscribe. And believe me, this guy right here, Philly.500, you really want to subscribe to his channel. I'll tell you what, because he put out the best content. He's the reason why I started this YouTube journey. Like, no lie. I mean, I couldn't watch the Eagles game one day. I turned on YouTube trying to search for it, and I stumbled upon Eagles live stream, whatever, and I started watching it. I was like, man, I like this guy. And then ever since then, I was like, all right, he's
I
someone that I
appreciate
want
that.
to, do the exact
I
same
appreciate
thing.
that.
So you're the reason why I started this.
Oh
So
man, thank you. I really appreciate that. That
yeah,
means a lot to me.
no problem. All right, so look, the first quarter is over with. All right, the first quarter is done. We're 1-3. What is this team identity? Because
They don't
like,
have
what
one
are
right now. I don't. Their identity is Derek Barnett going all sides. That's what the identity is. Um, because really they don't have one. I don't think they have. I don't think they've found it yet. I could tell you what it is, what it should be. It should be a team that comes out, runs the ball, and then when you develop the run, you allow your quarterback to play off of that because he's only played 8 games, and that's the best way for him to adjust. That's what I think. Now I don't expect him to run the ball 60% of the time, but I mean like 45% of the time would be nice. You know.
yeah, so we're 1-3. All right. So the second quarter, we have the Panthers. I believe that this game is a must-win game. If
I
we can't
agree.
beat the Panthers, I don't know. Like, I really don't know how we're gonna convince the fan base that we're gonna at least try to win 4 or 5 games this year. Who knows? But what do you see the second quarter looking like for the Philadelphia Eagles, and where should their record be after the second quarter is over with these
Well,
4 games coming up?
yeah, here's how I see it. I think that you can beat the Panthers. I do. I'm not a big Sam Darnold guy. If Christian McCaffrey does not play, that's
Mhm.
going to be a big loss. So I think we beat the Panthers. The Buccaneers, uh, I don't think we're going to win that game. Although I will say we have an advantage that it's at home on Thursday. But
Mhm.
I don't think we win that game. So I'm going to say that's a loss. That Raiders game, probably a loss too. But after that, you get that Lions game. I think you can win that, and then going forward,
Mm-hmm.
I think you could win. So I'm gonna say 2-2 in the next 4 weeks is a reasonable goal.
So 2-2. So after the second quarter is over, we should be at 3-5.
Hmm.
Three
At
and
that
five.
point, when you look at the rest of the schedule, that's where you can start putting wins back to back to back to back. And I think going a little streak. And hopefully, this team has found an identity. Hopefully, this team is playing better in December. And here's the other thing we got to worry about, because a lot of what I thought was that this whole division was going to stink.
Oh
Dallas is
man.
better than we thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dallas
Agree.
could run away with this thing really quick. We need them to stumble and choke. You know what I mean?
Or do you think is because I mean their first four games they played two teams that's below 500, right? Wait, no, they played the Bucks. They came close. They played who else did they play? The Chargers,
The
us,
Chargers, us, and then they play the
the
Panthers.
Panthers. So yeah, yeah, you're right. They play some legit teams, you know.
They're playing good right now. I'm not saying they won't choke it up, but that team right now is playing good. They play the Giants this week. That's probably a win. So I mean, I'm just hoping they falter enough that we can be close in this division, because I think that the Eagles after that Raiders game is when
Mm-hmm.
things really lighten up for it. Like I think we can put some back to back to back wins, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I mean, if we could somehow beat Tampa or what we don't want is to lose to the Panthers, lose to the Buccaneers, lose to the Raiders, and then you're 1-6, and then players start checking out, giving up, and everything crumbles from there. So I agree. This Panthers game is a must win.
It's a must win. I hate to say a must win when there's still 13 games left or
Yeah,
12 games left, but this team is not showing anything that they could um like win multiple games back to back. So this is a must win. This is even if we do lose the Panthers the Bucks game, which I believe is going to be a lot closer than people think because Philadelphia Eagles are very good on Thursday nights. I mean, remember I think a couple years ago we went to Green Bay, a must win game
mm-hmm.
at Green Bay, all black, Jordan Howard breakout game, three
Yeah,
touchdowns, and we
yeah,
shocked the Packers. So this is at home, the fans behind us, a short week. I mean, anything could happen. I feel like that we have a
sure.
good shot, just like the Chiefs. Like the Bucks defense is not that great, but
No,
but they do have that guy named
but
Brady.
how do you beat Brady? You got to get pressure on him. Teams that get
Yeah,
pressure on Brady got a chance. That's been the problem. Are they going to start dialing up the blitz? What did he say about Lane Johnson? Something about pills? Did you see
yeah. I
that?
mean, yeah. Somebody said, I think it was Birdman hearing, yeah, Birdman 951
He's
hearing.
having a problem with. I'm not surprised if
Oh
that's
man,
true. I mean, dude, when you have all those surgeries, that's what they put you on. You know what I mean? Tell the guy to take a bunch of anti-diarrhea pills. He'll be fine. Let's go. That's what they say cures all of it. That's the
what?
secret.
I
Yeah,
never heard that
I swear to
before.
God. I swear to God. I never had a problem with it. So it's not I'm not telling me, but I know somebody who went to one of these like clinics, and they sent him home and said, just take a bunch of diarrhea pain pills, because it's a scam otherwise. You spend all that money. They just started doing that. They'll be fine.
Hey, look, we need him. Even though,
Yeah.
hey, this past Sunday, hey, we did great. These young guys, I think because of last year's experience, that they all was basically they played 90% of the time last year. So I feel like that this year uh,
Yeah.
they are well more prepared because of the experience they had last year. So
Yeah. That's a shame if that's what I mean, if that's what's going on with him, that's a shame. But
yeah,
I don't know. How long does it take to recover off that?
uh,
I have no idea. I mean, that was that's tough. But I mean, dude, the guy's just he had a bunch of surgeries.
yeah,
So
he
that's
did.
probably where it came from. I feel bad.
Yeah. All right. So look, is Nick Sirianni trying hard to please the fans and the
That's a good
players?
question.
And like, do you think all the penalties are part of the like we don't respect you or we don't care? It is what it is. I mean, is he trying too hard to be too close to the players and too cool and all this stuff? Because you see how he adapted his playbook. Like, if the fans is calling for the run, he tried to run it like the next day. He tried to come out and beat it to death. If they call him for the pass, he tried to come out and throw it to death. He's listening to what we're saying and trying to do it, but he don't know how to balance it out.
I think I thought that was true in game two. On the fourth down play where they did the Philly,
Oh,
like that was totally placating the fans. Like he was trying to get the fans all rowdy and all pumped up instead of just taking the point. So I do think he has done it. I didn't think he ran the ball enough last week, to be honest with you. So I mean, maybe a little bit, yeah.
like you see his handshake with Jalen Hurts every time he come on the sideline, he scored a
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah,
I mean, look, like Andy Reid was a player's coach. You know what I mean? And people respected him. Like if this kind of undiscipline was going on with this team under Andy Reid, there's no way Barnett would be playing. Like he'd probably be benched like the rest of the game on like the first penalty. Like there's no way that Josh Sweat, and now it's starting to rub off on the players. And Josh Sweat all of a sudden want to, he want to jump off sides. He want to start getting stupid penalties. Like, and then Andre Dillard, like he crosses a touchdown because he can't stay within the line of scrimmage. So he's going downfield. I mean, all the stupid penalties. We are leading the league in penalties, and this might be a record-setting year. And that's not good. It's never good to lead the league in something negative.
Yeah, I agree.
So the offense play calling, because this is what everybody was like, oh my God, Miles Sanders is about to be a Pro Bowl this year. I was like, the Philadelphia Eagles should be the #1 rushing team just based off of the Gainwell, Sanders, Hurts. I mean, with all this running game and Goddard and what's going on? Our leading rusher is our quarterback with 230-something yard rushing. Our quarterback. Like, what's going on with this play calling?
I don't know. I don't like I said, I don't understand it. I would think you would look at this play calling and say, all right, we have a quarterback who essentially has played only half a season. We're going to try to take as much pressure off him as we can, and we're going to run the ball. And they would use Miles Sanders. Like I said, you have to give Miles Sanders touches for him to be explosive, but they don't do it. And they seem like they like Gainwell more, which I like Gainwell, but I still think Miles should be having a monster year. I thought the play calling against Kansas City was better, but not good enough still. You know what I mean? And then, of course, like here's an example. Last week, we scored a touchdown. Goddard scores a second touchdown. Gets called back. But there was a offsetting penalties, and we end up with a 1st and goal with the 2. First play they do, they throw the ball. I mean, why not run Miles Sanders right between the tackles? Just run him right up the middle. Yeah. They don't do it. And you don't have a Jordan Howard that could come out and get those 2 yards. Why Jordan Howard is not up playing is another mind-boggling thing for me. It almost makes me think about when Doug Peterson was fired, and they said that he would get called into the office every Tuesday, and their question was, why didn't you pass the ball more? Why did you run so much? Even in wins. Is that happening now? I don't know.
I mean, do you feel like that they doing the exact same thing? Because we went from running the ball to stop running the ball, and now we don't even run the ball. And this is Miles Sanders, this is his 4th year. They have to decide if they're going to pick up his 5th-year option, which I think they will. But at the same time, I mean, how you going to pick it up? And then next year, his 5th year, are we going to do the exact same thing? And how you going to see like what he's worth? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this coach is going to make it next year. I'm not lying. I don't know. I don't know what to make of him right now. Like I said, I love all the things he says, but until you actually do what you say, it's hard to stand up for the guy, really.
Yeah, and I've been hearing some bad rumors that Miles Sanders, the coach don't think that he's the right fit for this scheme. Look, I'll tell people this. Miles Sanders will be here longer than Nick Sirianni will. Because if we know Howie, he do not like to get rid of high draft pick. Right. JJ is still here. Dillard is still here. Barnett is still here. I mean, all these guys that's not doing anything are still here, and you're gonna give up on a 25-year-old running back that you barely
Right.
use.
Can we get rid of Howie? That's the
Hey,
key.
that's the yo.
That's
Look,
the key.
I think if if Jeffrey Lurie fires Harry Roseman, I think Philly is gonna throw a party, a parade.
Oh, I'm going.
Like I'll tell you right now, we've been waiting years for this to happen. Even though, look, he's done some good things, but the thing is, he's too involved. Like the coaches don't feel like there are coaches because they're constantly hearing it from the GM, which I feel like is coming down from Jeffrey Lurie. Like
Right.
I think that he's a undercover Jerry Jones, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Like he just don't want to be out there in front of the camera because he
Right.
got Howie Roseman, to go do his dirty work for him.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, perhaps.
Because you
I
can't
I
tell me.
I don't like Howie. I don't want Howie controlling this player personnel anymore. Especially if you end up with 3 first-round picks. 2 of them could be in the top 10.
Ooh, yeah.
You've got to hit on those picks.
Oh man. Hey, all 3 of them might be in top 10 if we don't change the way we're playing right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, I think that Miles Sanders is going to be here for a while, and like I said, I think that Nick. I think depend on our record. I think they're going to clean house. That JG will be gone, and Nick will be gone, and
Yeah.
then hey, we're going to just go from there. Like, so all right. So let's just say that Nick is gone. Who would you want? An old veteran coach or a young coach from like college or a young Sean McVay type? Because hey, Nick Sirianni so far and working, and he's was supposed to be young, just based on where we got him from. So, what type of coach that this Philadelphia Eagles need?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to. I haven't really thought about new coaches, but I would probably go. I don't want any recycled coaches. So I don't want any coaches that had a head coaching job in the NFL before. I don't like when they just keep recycling the same guys. So you got to give me somebody. I would say somebody within the NFL ranks who has been a good offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, and maybe deserves a shot. I'd rather go that route than go to college or bring in somebody who was coached another team for 5 years and never won anything. That was what I would want. I mean, I think of if I had to choose one name right today, I would say Eric Bieniemy.
Yes, that's what I'm about to say.
That's who I would hire because that's who I wanted last year.
Yeah.
Because I think he's ready. I mean, if you look at how long he's been under Reed and the things they've done, I could deal with him. I think that would be a great guy to get. But I mean, we'll see. I don't know how long Sirianni's leash is, and I don't know if he's just a yes man. Remember, Howie Roseman is not going to put himself in a position where he's ever going to have what happened to him under Chip Kelly again. That's why Doug was a yes man. And when Doug didn't want to be a yes man because he won a Super Bowl and thought he had leverage, they fired him.
Yeah.
And they really fired him a year too soon, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I think that under with him and Jalen Hurts, he would do wonders.
I have my issues with Doug as a coach, but that was the first time in 3 years he didn't get you to the playoffs. I don't think he should have been fired.
Yeah, facts. I mean, look, but hey, it's a business, man. It's a cruel business. And we'll see what happened with Nick. Hopefully, this next 13 games, he go 8-5. Who knows? Right. But hey, how surprised are you that that Jalen Hurts is playing so well? Even though a lot of people is kind of saying that he he missed some throws and like he's running too much and he's not a passer. But all the stats are saying that he's top 15 in the league.
I think the most impressive thing for me about Hurts was the way he rebounded off that Cowboys game last week.
Yeah.
And came out and played against Kansas City. I thought he played really well. And everybody, every throw he makes, people are going to criticize. Guys miss throws all the time. I used to say the same thing with Carson. He's not going to make every throw. He's going to make mistakes. No quarterback goes 40 for 40 every game. It
Yeah.
happens. So the question is, you know, is that good play? Is it because he's a franchise quarterback? I also feel like he could be, he could have better stats if the coaching staff played and helped him out more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I think he's playing good, but I'm not ready to say he's a franchise quarterback for this team. I don't know. I have to see the whole year play out, you know, and see where we're at then. But I'm overall I'm happy with what I've seen so far. I can't complain. You know,
Yeah.
the
I
one the
mean, I
one
like
thing
it.
I worry, here's what I worry about Hurts.
Mhm.
See, all the intangibles, the things that you can't teach, he has. The mental toughness, the
Yeah.
leadership, you know, cool under pressure, he has that. The things that he doesn't do well are things that I think are fixable. You know, when you don't have a big arm in the NFL, you have to be very accurate. Can he improve those things? Can he improve his deep ball? Only time will tell. But to me, the things that you can't teach, and you really can improve, you either have or you don't, he has. So that's why he needs to play.
I love what I'm seeing from him before. The only thing that I don't like is against the Cowboys. Like when things was going bad, like he hung his head down. And I mean, if you're talking about the rent is due, all this quote that you've been, saying the whole offseason. I know you young, you know what I mean? He's only 23 years old. But at the same time, you that dude, you that guy that's, that quarterback that's supposed to
Right?
say, hey, we got this. Because we were still in the game. Like we were still in the
Yep.
game, but mentally, he felt like hey, it was all over. Hey, we
I
was down by a
feel
couple.
I feel that Cowboys game though. I feel that was really on the coach because there was a point, right? You remember it was 27-14. The Eagles had just scored a touchdown. They just had a 3-and-out. This
Yeah.
is where Greg Ward should have blocked. I don't know how he doesn't block the punt there, right?
Oh yeah.
But
He
we
closed
get
his
the
eyes.
ball, and there's like 5 minutes left in the third quarter. You're down 2 touchdowns. It feels like the momentum shifting. And what the Eagles need to do is come out and run the ball there, get a sustained drive, score, and then all of a sudden this thing's a completely different game. And they came out and just passed. And
And
I
he
think
got
they
picked
threw
off.
him. And I think they threw him to the wolves. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I agree. I need this Philadelphia Eagles to start running the ball. I mean, I know we're saying it until we're blue in the face, but somebody gotta be listening. Somebody one day, I think if we all keep saying it every day, the fans just start writing letters and Jeffrey, open it, run the ball. Every one of them, run the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to change because if only we were able to run the ball as bad as our defense been the past couple games, we still could have might won.
Right.
Like you keep one way to keep a good quarterback on the sideline is to run the ball, milk the clock. Even
Absolutely.
though we had some 8-play drives, 6-7 minutes long, but that wasn't long enough,
Right.
and that wasn't enough because Patrick Mahomes went down the field, did the exact same thing on our
Yep.
defense, which is nowhere to be found.
Exactly.
So look, we'll see what happened though. So look, our linebackers, man. Like, is it time to just say, hey, where's Bradley? Where's Taylor? Like, I'm just
Yeah.
play because right now we're going for speed right now because I'm tired of seeing Alex Singleton back name every time because the guy is passing by him and he's chasing from behind.
Yeah.
Yes, he leads our team in tackles, him and Wilson, because they're always chasing somebody. Like they're
Right.
always chasing. They never shoot up to the gap that's being opened by the defensive line. Like, is it
Yeah.
time?
I think. Yeah. I think baby. I call him baby arms Alex Singleton because he's too small. You know. I think. I think he. You know. I think people overrate him a lot. They think that he's. You know. This great linebacker. It's young budding line. It's not the case. It was the case was that the rest of the defensive line wasn't that good, and he has to make plays. But I don't think he's that good. He's horrible against the run. Okay, he's always chasing guys. I think Wilson's decent, but I think he needs to be around bigger linebackers. I don't think
Yeah.
you have enough size with linebackers. They cannot stop the run, and it amazes me how this team overlooks linebackers every year. You know, it's not coaching; it's coming from the front office. You know, I'm done with the linebacker. I think the linebackers are garbage. I just gonna be honest. I don't think they're good.
So would you this year make a trade or try to go find somebody or just ride it out?
I
Just
would
say,
have
you know
signed
what?
Jalen Smith
Yeah.
because even a one-legged Jalen Smith to me is probably better than all those guys. Okay, so
Yeah.
I would have signed him for the rest of the year. But I'm not at this point. I'm not making any trades um, right now because I don't know what we're going to be in 3 weeks. If we're 1-6 in 3 weeks, dude, I'm going tank mode. I want the
Well,
best pick.
1-6, you go in tank mode.
Hell
Hey,
yeah!
we look. It's 17 game season. We could go 11-6.
But every week those draft picks are looking a little better. You know what I mean? Like you look at Miami keeps losing, right?
Yeah.
The Eagles keep losing. The Colts keep losing. So you may have three
Yeah.
top 10 picks when it's all said and done.
Oh man, it's gonna be a long man. If we go into tank mode, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what the fans gonna do. I mean, because we suffered last year. Now back-to-back years, we don't do that in Philadelphia, man. Like I can't recall
I
when we
know.
went back to
I'm different than a lot of people in that I always feel like if it gets to the point where I can't make the playoffs, then I do what's best for the team. I That's just how I feel. You know, I'd rather have the high pick. Shout out to Bird Gang. I got a workout schedule to go on his show too.
Yeah, your Bird Gang 31, my guy. He's probably at work. Hey, don't get fired, Bird Gang. Hey, trying to catch up on this stream now.
Diego.
All right, so look, we're about to getting close to the end. I know you got to go. All right, so a couple more questions. All right, the biggest concern on the Philadelphia Eagles. I know we got the linebacker. I know we got the coach. We got a lot of concern, but what is the biggest concern on the Philadelphia Eagles? Or you could give me several.
My biggest concern for the Eagles right now is the coach, is the coaching staff. I don't know what we have. I don't know if this is a coaching staff that's going to survive long term here. So I need to see them get better. That's the first thing. The second concern I have for the Eagles, believe it or not, is the defensive ends. I don't think they
Yes.
get enough pass rush. If this defense is not getting to the quarterback, they are not going to win games. They're built on their defensive line. So the defensive line has to be way better. You know, and then, I consider things like running the ball and stuff. I consider that all coaching, but those are my two biggest fears, you know. Jalen Hurts is a young rookie quarterback, in my opinion. Even so, I'm still not worried about him as much. I'm not worried about the receivers. I'm not worried about all that. I'm worried about the coaching staff and how this defense can get pressure on a quarterback.
Man, I mean, yeah, look, the same thing with me. Like the coaching staff is my biggest concern. I feel like that I bought some stocks into this coaching staff, and
Yeah.
now, like, I'm in the red right now.
Oh
Like, I
yeah.
mean, like I'm trying to figure out, am I going to take my money out before I
Right.
just completely lose everything,
That's right.
or just leave it in there? But because they talk so much throughout this off season. Remember when Nick he stopped practice, he brought everybody in, he was yelling and cussing everybody out. Everybody went out, have a great practice. Where's that same fire when your guys are jumping off sides? I want to
Right.
see you on the sideline. I don't care if the camera catch you. I want to see you on the sideline and somebody in like Barnett face, because he keeps doing the exact same thing.
Mhm.
So when are you going to be that coach that we thought we was getting
Right.
in the offseason? And then
Right.
Jonathan Gannon, I don't understand this. Like, you don't have the right players to play this package and that package. Well, figure out a great package that could fit your whole players, like everybody on your team. Where's
Right.
Ridgeway? Hey, play Ridgeway more. I mean, the first game he came in had a second and a half, almost had two, and then
Yeah.
Matt Ryan just went down. I mean, we have the players on this team to make a deep run, but these coaching staff, it seems like that they are so lost. Like, I don't know if we could see it, if us fans could see the problem. why can't the coaching staff say, okay, so do you think that Nick Sirianni should give up the play calling and just focus on just watching? Because half the time his head be so deep in the play, like he can't even watch the game and make corrections. I mean, do you think he should give up the play calling and just focus on just coaching, or do you just think, hey, just
Yeah,
let me?
I mean, I don't mind if he does that. To me, I'm as bad as it's been with him and the coaching staff. I keep trying to remember we've got to give him time because sometimes when there is new coaching staff,
Mm,
sometimes it takes a while for things to get going. So I'm more in wait and see and watch. I'm not. I just kind of want to see how it plays out. I'm trying to do that, like almost like evaluate each week these guys. And my hope is that they can make this division competitive and start playing good football in December. I'm not so much worried about September. I'm not even a ton worried about October. But when we get in November and December, I want to see things. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. And look, the defense, all right, the defense as a whole is a concern for me. They
Mhm.
are on the field too much, like too
Right.
long, like 8 play drive, 12 play drive, 13 play
Yeah.
drives. It's a long season. You're not going to hold up. You're not going to be
Right.
able to maintain. So that's why I thought that we would see Ridgeway a lot more, the Milton
Mhm.
Williams a lot more. Um, where's Kerrigan? Where's Kerrigan at?
I don't know. I
Like
don't
all
know.
these great acquisition that we did in the offseason, where are they at? They're not stepping up.
Right.
Like,
I know
I mean,
it's very frustrating. It is totally.
yeah. And then this right here, this is my other one, the red zone. Yeah, we can move the ball from the 20 to the 20, but then we can get inside that 20. It's like, hey, we don't know how to call plays. We do not how to
I mean,
like we
first
don't
and
know.
two, first
No
and goal
running
from the
plays.
second. Run the ball up the middle. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Gain a yard? Then it's second and goal at the one. They don't do that. And they did have 2 touchdowns in the red zone call back too. I thought were bogus calls. I'm just going to say that, but
All right, so the whole out of bounds play, you brought it up, but the whole out of bounds play
mhm.
and him coming back and bounce, Devontae Smith catching the ball and bounce. So it was a lot of confusion, man, because
Yeah,
some people thought, hey, he reestablished his foot.
right.
He took 3 steps, he caught the ball, bam. But the rule book says is a legal touch. He can't be the first one. So that's where the whole confusion came in
Right,
at. So
right.
I mean, I don't know.
I
What's wrong
think.
with our wide receivers running out of bounds and catching ball? Because that happened 2 games ago against the 49ers. That
Well,
cost us a
I
touchdown.
mean, I thought the rule was if he's pushed out, he only needs to reestablish himself with 2 feet. But if he goes out on his own, he can't touch the ball. That's what I thought it was. But I just think they're young and they're learning to win and they're learning how to do it. And I think maybe they're not lining them up in the right place. I don't know, but I kind of thought he was kind of pushed out and forced out. But I've never seen that where that happens in the twice in the first 4 games,
Oh
both
man,
nullifying touchdowns.
yes, yes, and I mean, and the reason why he got away with it because he was looking back at the ball and he was kind of pushing them at the same time.
Right.
But like, I blame this on the players. I'm like, look, do not ever trust the ref to help you out. Come on,
Right.
man. Do not depend on the ref to bail you out. You should know where you at on the field. You've been playing ball your whole life.
Yeah.
So that's not even about, hey, they're young and stuff like that. You play college ball. You cannot step out of bounds and come back in
Yeah.
and be the first
Yeah.
touch the ball. But look, hey, my last question for you, and we're gonna get you out of here. Look, what's your outlook on the upcoming game versus the Panthers?
I think they're gonna win. I hate to do predictions anymore, but I think I
Yeah, you
think they're
said
gonna
that.
win. I do. I'm not. I When I do my preview tomorrow, I ain't making a prediction, but I will here. I think they could win this game. I think that the one thing about Carolina is, from what I was reading and hearing, is they've had problems with the blitz. They've had
Mm,
problems protecting Darnold. When he gets blitzed, he's horrible. So to me, you have an opportunity. if you can get pressure on him, I think you can win this game. You're going to be without. They're going to be probably. I would assume Christian McCaffrey's not playing, and if he
Yeah.
is, I don't know how healthy he's going to be. But I think this. I think the defense is better than Kansas City, but I think the Eagles. I think they can win this game. I think they can go there and actually win this game, which would be huge.
And what kind of play calling you want to see?
I want to see them run the ball more. I mean, I want to see more Miles. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see them run more miles, and and then be able to actually, like, when you actually run play action, have it work. Right. The worst thing is watching an offense do play action and nobody bites on the run game. But I think you have to run the ball more. I think you need to run 45% of the time. So if I can have a
Yeah.
pass ratio 55-45, pass to run, I think they're going to be fine. But I think you got to get Miles Sanders going. I think your offense should be running through him.
Yeah, facts. And the defensive side,
Blitz. You got to bring the blitz. You got to bring the blitz, and you got to find one of these defensive ends, got to find ways to get pressure. The way the NFL is today, it's such an advantage for the offense.
yeah,
If you're not getting pressure on a quarterback, it's really hard for any defense to be good, any secondary to be good. DJ Moore is good. He's a good
yeah,
receiver. Robbie Anderson's explosive. So the,
fast.
so those guys, they can do stuff. You have to nullify it by getting pressure. And I want to see them bring blitzes from all angles and confuse Darnold. And if they get pressure on him and rattle him, they're going to win this game.
Yeah, look, I agree with you, and I think that the defense at this game is a get right game. Get right
Right.
game. Cox came out and said it in his press conference that, hey, the whole scheme. He basically threw JG under the bus. He basically said, hey, guy, look, your scheme. Look, I'm not good in your scheme, so
Yeah,
put me in a position where I could succeed. You know what I mean? Because
absolutely.
he's
Yeah,
been hearing it all week. Cox is done. Cox is this. Cox is that. So I'm telling you, like, these players, if you not listen to your players that know what they're good at, you're gonna lose the locker room really fast.
agree.
And then on the
Yep.
offensive side, I want to see Miles Sanders run. Like, he's frustrated right now. You see that one catch he had? He got a first down. He spiked that ball. He's angry. Like, that's
Sure.
frustration. Like, give me the
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you got it. When a guy is capable of breaking at any time, you got to keep giving him the ball.
yeah,
Okay. I think Miles had like the most 50-yard runs last year.
yeah. Like,
So you got to use them correctly. And I
yeah.
would also love to see Jordan Howard come up. It would be very nice to see Howard up. But will they do it? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, bring him up to hold the water because we ain't running the ball. So this,
Right.
like, hey, we
Exactly.
still got Boston Scott. Where's he at?
Right.
Man, I don't know. I almost see him
Boss.
on the sideline.
Yes. I agree. I don't get it.
Oh man. Hey, Philly.500. Hey, look, man, it was a pleasure, man, having you on this show. A
Oh, thank you.
blast. A blast having you on this show, man. A long time coming. Hey, if
Yes.
you're watching, hey, the link is right here, is on the screen, is also up below. Please go check up Philly.500. I promise you, you would not be disappointed. Hey, he might be almost funny as Kevin Hart. Like this, hey, then they say, hey, you look like what Denzel Washington, right?
I look like Denzel Washington. That's very true. I do. I look like Denzel Washington. Yeah.
All right, all right, man. Hey, look, hey, it was a pleasure. Hey, if you're
Yeah,
not
man.
subscribe to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more Eagles content with your boy JC Eagles Talk. As always, go Birds.